Good evening, everybody. It is May 13th here today. Actually, it's going to be May 14th here right away. It's nearing midnight. So we're going to fill here. Austin's up on the cart. He's opening up some bin lids. It showered this morning. We got a little bit of a late start. It's been kind of cloudy. It's about 88 to 92% relative humidity, so there's supposed to be another rain actually heading our way yet tonight, so we're just gonna try maybe keep going a little bit longer here. We'll see how it all shakes down. But anyways, I have been having some fertilizer problems, but it's starting to make more sense now because I have water dripping in to my cart. And look at this, see? Just slime. That's just due to the moisture in the air. It hasn't rained yet. It's not supposed to rain until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But this is just the atmosphere. So we're gonna load up here and then we'll take a look at some towers and we'll carry on here. And of course we're loading and the fan. Of course it's all gonna give us trouble at midnight. So one fan's still running, these solenoids get sticky. I don't know, Austin. Why is this all gonna happen at this hour? Why couldn't it have happened off, I don't know, like when it's nice outside? It's like 6 degrees out here. We're freezing our butts off. We're all darn near ready to go to bed. I'm gonna see if we got high speed. Hold on, don't open it yet. There we go. We're good. I got one light burnt out in here. That's why it's not as bright. That's how it's supposed to be. This one is burnt clear right out. We need a new one. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's about 70% of how it's supposed to be. Brrr! I'm freezing out here. So I haven't decided if we're gonna keep going yet. It's gonna take us about 20-25 minutes here by the time I finish loading, how everything's working. Hopefully it doesn't take longer than that. So if you're wondering about hours, typical hours is we typically shut the drill down right around now, around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we try and be at the farm around 6:30. So basically, we try and get 5 hours of sleep. That's what we're going for. Get 5 hours of sleep. Gonna set this down. That's good. That is how you want to do it. And then make sure you smash every button but the right one. Keep it going. There it is. Keep it going. There it is. Oh man, we are on the ball here tonight. Or this morning. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah! We're cooking with gas now. All right, you guys don't want to watch all this, so we're gonna load up here. All right, we just finished loading, and Austin is heading out here. He's got about an hour drive just to get back to the farm. 45 minutes anyway. And then once he gets back to the farm, then he still has another half-hour drive to get back to where he's gonna sleep. So it's always late nights. Always late nights. And I also still have that drive, but I'm doing it in my pickup truck so I can make it a lot quicker. But I'm gonna go over my drill. Let's take a look at a few things. Here, I'm just gonna stick this remote back over here so I don't lose it and forget it. I got a little bit of tinkering I gotta do to my drill here, and this is as good as time as any. Do it at night. That way you can get yourself dirty now, and then when you come out in the morning with your coffee, you can sit in your cab and enjoy a cup of hot Joe. All right, so let's take a look at some of these bad boys. I haven't looked at this one for quite a few hours. Not bad. This one did get caked up. I took out a couple chunkies. Oh. There we go. Wander over to this bad boy. There we go. You guys can't see that, but it's a fine layer of fertilizer there. Just reflecting that light off the tractor on my hand. So obviously this is not optimum seeding conditions because of, well, I don't know if you guys can see that. And so that's not bad. That's just a fine layer right on the top. Where's this lid? Did my lid just fall? Oh, here it is. So that's not bad. So last year I was up at the North Farm and we were whoa! Just tripped here. Just knocked myself out on the drill. Ashton wakes up in the morning. Huh? No mic? Must have went all night. Yeah, I'm sleeping, don't worry. Anyways, and I was seated in the fog for like maybe a half hour or so, and I plugged these things up really good and solid. And I did a video of that as well. I don't know why these things always gotta be so hard. All right, now let's take a look at some seed ones. So the only reason why these ones are plugging up is because of the sulfur. That's pretty much the only reason. Let's take a look at this one just for kicks. There's that layer. Here's a couple chunks. So you can see it's building up. Oh man, it's really hard to see this. I need a flashlight. You can see it's building up a little bit right here in these corners. Right there. But it hasn't plugged any of the holes going to the tubes. So that's important. It's okay to have a little buildup as long as it hasn't plugged any of these holes, and it hasn't. All right. Now let's go to a seed line. I don't expect there to be any buildup of any kind on that seed line, mostly because it's got a pile of seed hitting it, it's keeping it clean, and our 1152 with potash that we're running, mostly 1152 with a little bit of potash, shouldn't build up at all. Yeah. You guys can't see it, but this is really clean in here. Yeah, no. I wish I had my old phone, because I could actually run my light while recording. Sucks that I can't on this one. Guys, my fingers are getting cold. Okay, that's enough. That's all I'm gonna do. My fingers are cold. It's actually only 5 or 6 degrees outside. Oh. Okay, so just to recap, my fertilizer runs, which are these, with all the sulfur in it, it's plugging up, or I wouldn't say it's plugging up, but it's building up. That's probably a better word I should use. It's building up. Understandably so. It's 88 to 92% relative humidity and has been pretty much all day. I do have that Airgaurd kit on the back on these towers, and I do think it makes a difference. I have said this before, I could go and feel the air coming out of these mid-rows. Like, obviously when the tractor's running, you just jump out and you feel it. It's probably cooled down by now, and the air is noticeably warmer coming out of the mid-rows than it is coming out of the seat, because I do not have that radiator kit on the seat. I do, however, have still the snorkel kit for the seat, which means it's pulling its air from up top, and that's just that way it pulls clean air and not chaffy, dirty air, which plugs my fan screens that the Bourgault has. Now, Bourgault has come out with updated fan screens, and I got like an actual rotating screen, kind of like a combine. I don't have any experience in that, so I can't actually say how well that works. So, a little update. We got like around 3 inches total rain in like 10 days at the South Farm, that you already know about. They got seeding again down there, and then they had some big thunder boomers come over this afternoon and knocked them out. They got right around the farm, only got like maybe a 1/10-ish, so not very much. But south, closer to the US border, it laid water in the fields. So, you know, we're looking maybe between 1/2 inch to 1 inch, but it came super fast. So you don't really want those types of rain. Like, we'll take rain, but those types of rains are kind of detrimental, because first of all, they just pool water, flood out your crop. Second of all, that land down there is more clayish, and what happens is it bakes it like concrete. Like, I mean like concrete. And we've had to reseed before. If a downpour comes like that and the crop isn't penetrated to the soil, it bakes it so hard that the crop can't get through. Nobody wants to go do reseeding, so that happens to be where my chickpeas are. They're not through yet, but chickpeas are really resilient. They come from a really big seed, and we always joke around that they could push a rock out. So we'll keep an eye on those suckers, because obviously I don't have any seed to reseed anyway. So, but wheat, durum, pretty fragile. Lentils, pretty fragile in my mind, and they don't like coming through baked ground. So that's your update for that, and that's your update for your Airgaurd system. Now, I know you're going to ask the question, well, Mike, what about the Airgaurd system on your other drill back home that Donovan's running? Because, you know, we've been getting some rain and stuff down there. I don't know how you guys can see anything, because, wow, I should clean my camera up. Hold on, guys, hold on. One more. There it goes. Is that any better? Anyways, he's running the same blend of nitrogen sulfur, but he's not putting down near as much, and it's typically a little drier air down there. But let's just call it the same. He hasn't had any experience in building up yet. So he has had some problems with his almost said Eggtron. His intelligent egg. I have Eggtron. He has had some problems with his intelligent egg, though, from the fertilizer kind of sticking to it and giving off false signals and alarms. My Agtron, it's been pretty decent. Give an update on that. Although it seems like around this time of night, I always have one sensor that malfunctions, and it's a random sensor throughout the drill. It's like, it's kind of like going to Vegas. You're like, that's the sensor that's going to give me trouble tonight. And it's not. It's a different sensor, and it's just random. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not built up any more than the rest of them are. And it's not plugged. And if I put a new one in, it works fine. And then the next night or next day after like whatever, however long, another random sensor says it's plugged. And it's the whole, repeat the whole process. So I don't know if I'm just have sensors failing or if it's just, no, I can't, because sometimes I come out the next morning and they're working fine. So I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like the sensors get tired and they're like, no, I'm just going to irritate Mike for a while. And then what happens is I get used to the alarm going off, and then I'm not paying attention, and then I have a whole plug tower. Speaking of plug towers, remember, I guess I should elaborate a little bit on my fertilizer problems. I've been plugging my 2-inch lines. I always plug two 2-inch lines, and it sucks. It's always Tower 2 and Tower 8. I don't know why. It's always those two towers. It's not even the longest run. Tower 1 and Tower 10 would be the longest run. But for whatever reason, those are the towers I plug, and it's not a lot of fun, as you've already seen me do in a previous video, getting the fertilizer out of the lines, plugging them back in. I'm running the fastest fan speed I can run. I'm running about 6,000. The high fan warning keeps going off. I've slowed down a little bit. And I guess, like I said, I gotta look at some alternatives about floating in front of the drill, or gotta get the product on another way. It's kind of a time killer. Anyways, it's getting late. I still got a long drive to get home. And if it doesn't rain tonight, I gotta be up about 6:30, so I gotta get to bed before Mike just starts doing all-nighters. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the flipper. Adios, amigos.